There is something I need to tell you. But before I do, I must ask for your silence. Not the kind where the room goes quiet, but the kind that allows your soul to breathe. Because what you're about to hear is not information. It's a divine interruption. This is not a message. It's a revelation wrapped in prophecy. And if your spirit has been restless lately, waking in the middle of the night for no reason, sensing a stirring you can't explain, this is why. Somewhere in eternity, before you ever took your first breath, a name was written beside yours. Not in ink, not in stone, but in fire, in glory, in the eternal book of covenant. This name was not a placeholder. It was not scribbled in by accident. It was sealed by the hand of the one who created you. The same voice that carved out galaxies, that split the seas and commands angels. It whispered this name. For you. But listen to me carefully. This name isn't who you thought it would be. It's not the one who played with your heart. Not the one who disappeared when you needed them most. Not the one who loved the idea of you, but never the soul of you. This name is different. This person is different. And something deep within you already knows that. Because you felt them. In the quiet longing of your prayers. In the unspoken ache of your spirit. In the moments where you sat alone, whispering to God, "Is there someone out there truly made for me?" The answer, child, has never been maybe. It has always been yes. But heaven doesn't move in haste. It moves in timing. And that time is approaching. You have waited, haven't you waited through the ache? Waited through the nights, when your pillow knew the taste of your tears better than any lover knew the sound of your voice. You waited through the almosts, the nearlys, the not quites, the maybe if we tried harder moments. You try to convince yourself that maybe this was enough. That maybe God forgot. But heaven never forgets what it writes in light. What was written beside your name was not erased just because someone left. It wasn't invalidated because they chose someone else. It wasn't canceled because your heart broke. Sometimes the delay is the proof of the promise. Because sacred things aren't rushed. Sacred things aren't carelessly thrown into hands that aren't ready to carry them. The one God has chosen for you is not someone who just stumbled across your path. There's someone God has been shaping through fire, through breaking, through transformation, just like you. And that's why you haven't met yet. Or if you have, that's why they couldn't stay. Because destiny requires alignment, not just attraction. Covenant doesn't settle for chemistry. It demands calling. And heaven will not waste holy love on unprepared hearts. Let me speak this over you. You have not been waiting in vain. Every tear you cried was watering the soil where this union will bloom. Every delay was divine. Every silence was sacred preparation. And now the veil is thinning. The shift is starting. And that name written beside yours, it's about to breathe into your world. But here's the challenge. You must clear the space. Let go of what you've clung to out of fear. The half-loves, the conditional companions, the relationships that required you to shrink. The ones who only wanted your light until it outshined their shadows. Let them go. You cannot carry yesterday into the arms of someone who is shaped for your tomorrow. There's no space for holy love in a heart full of heartbreak's residue. So breathe, release, trust, because the one that is coming, they're not just sent to love you. They're sent to see you, to know the shape of your soul without explanation, to recognize your voice in a crowded room, to speak your name as if heaven rehearsed it with them, because it did. They may not look like the person you imagined. They may not come wrapped in the package your trauma was addicted to, but they will fit the blueprint your spirit has been waiting for. They won't trigger your survival mode. They will awaken your peace. They will not run when you cry. They will not flinch when you're vulnerable. They won't retreat when life gets hard. They'll pray with you. They'll war with you. They'll stand in the middle of your storm and say, "I'm not going anywhere." And you'll know it's them. Not because they complete you, but because they'll remind you that God already did. They will not steal your spotlight. They'll kneel in it beside you. They will not silence your calling. They'll amplify it. This love won't be competition. It will be confirmation. They will see the parts of you that others labeled too much and call it glory. So listen to me. When they come, don't sabotage it. Don't run back to the familiar. Don't compare them to the one who broke you. Receive them with open arms, with a healed heart, with expectation, not fear. Because when heaven finally releases what it's been preparing, it doesn't come with confusion. It comes with clarity. It doesn't come to question your worth. It comes to confirm it. And the moment you see them, you'll know. Not because they said the right thing, not because they look perfect, but because their presence will feel like a prayer answered in your own voice. And suddenly, every closed door, every lonely season, every tear-soaked night will make sense. It wasn't punishment. It was preservation. Because heaven never sends covenant into chaos. God doesn't build legacy on shaky ground. So he waited for your heart to heal, for their soul to awaken, for your timelines to align. And now, you're closer than you think. You're not waiting anymore. You're preparing. And what's coming? It's worth every second you didn't settle. You won't recognize them with your eyes first. That's the sacred trick of divine love. It bypasses the logic of the flesh and speaks directly to your spirit. You may even overlook them at first. You may stand beside them and not feel fireworks. You may hear their voice and think, that can't be it. Because divine connection isn't about spectacle, it's about substance. And heaven never introduces covenant through chaos. It introduces it through peace. So when they walk into your life, and yes, they will, you'll feel it. Like a holy hush falling over the noise of your world. Like your soul turning towards something it forgot it remembered. A sense of, oh, it's you. And in that stillness, their name will rise. Not in your ears, but in your knowing. It will echo through the chambers of your heart like a melody you used to hum before life silenced it. It won't be loud. It won't be demanding. But will be undeniable. You might have already met them. Maybe you passed them in a hallway. Maybe you sat 2 tables apart at a coffee shop and didn't even notice. Or maybe you've known them for years, but never truly saw them. Because heaven hides what it's not ready to reveal. But now something has shifted. You'll find yourself drawn to their presence for no logical reason. You'll feel safe without knowing why. When they speak, their words will land like truth. Not opinion, not persuasion, just truth. As if your soul has been waiting to hear that exact vibration. Don't resist it. This isn't the time to build walls. This is the time to trust what your spirit knows. Because what's coming to you is not just a partner. It's a divine counterpart. A soul who carries the sound of heaven in their voice when they speak your name. And the more you try to make sense of it, the more you'll miss the miracle. Because God didn't call you to figure out. He called you to recognize it. You've been taught to look for love in noise, in butterflies, adrenaline, the rush. But that was trauma. That was survival mode, mistaking fear for passion. That was your brokenness craving drama. But this is different. This will feel like silence finally making sense. Like peace without explanation. Like finally catching your breath after years of holding it. You won't have to chase them. You won't have to perform, impress, or edit yourself. They'll see you, not the curated version of you. The real you, the one behind the smiles, behind the hustle, behind the strength you've used as armor. And when they do, they won't flinch. They won't run. They'll stay. Because this is what they've prayed for too. Yes, read that again. You are someone's answered prayer. Someone out there has cried out to God for a soul, just like yours. Someone has asked for your laughter, your heart, your honesty. They've prayed for a partner who carries light, even after the darkness they've endured. And you are the fulfillment of that petition. So when you meet them, don't ask, why me? Ask, why now? And the answer will come in waves. Because God was waiting for you to be ready. Not perfect, ready. Ready to stop settling. Ready to stop shrinking. Ready to stop chasing people who were never called to carry your crown. Heaven has been guarding this connection until your soul could stand under the weight of what it's about to receive. And when you receive it, you'll realize something shocking. The name written beside yours in eternity. It might not be who you wanted, but it will be who you needed. They might not fit your checklist. They might not match the fantasy, but they'll match your purpose. They'll love you in a language that your heart understands, even in silence. And when you're with them, you'll stop asking for signs because you'll just know. You'll know when they hold your hand and your soul exhales for the first time in years. You'll know when they speak to your calling and not just your curves. You'll know when their love doesn't ask you to abandon yourself to keep them. You'll know, because heaven doesn't whisper names beside yours for no reason. And what was sealed in light will now unfold in time. But remember this: recognition doesn't mean ease. This love will not be without challenge. It will stretch you, refine you, demand truth. It will break patterns you've normalized, expose fears you've buried, and awaken faith you forgot you had. Because divine love doesn't leave you the same. It elevates you. And so, I ask you again, will you recognize them when they come? Will you let go of your list long enough to receive what you actually need? Will you choose peace over performance, purpose over preference, covenant over comfort? Because when you do, their name will rise, not just in your heart, but in the very atmosphere around you. And every part of your being will answer, it's you. I remember you. I choose you again. And then it happens. Maybe it's a quiet moment, a chance encounter, an ordinary day wrapped in extraordinary timing. The kind of moment heaven plans but never announces. A meeting not orchestrated by human logic, but aligned by divine intention. You lock eyes, and the world shifts, not because lightning struck, not because choirs sang, but because everything in you suddenly stilled. That anxious hum that lived beneath your skin for years, it goes quiet, and all at once, you're no longer searching, because you have been found. It won't feel like the stories they told you growing up. It won't be perfect. It won't be flashy. It won't check every box your younger self once swore mattered, but it will feel holy. It will feel safe. And most of all, it will feel like truth. When they speak, your soul will lean forward, not in curiosity, but in recognition. They will not overwhelm you. They will not charm their way in. They will simply show up with presence, with clarity, with consistency. No confusion, no manipulation, no breadcrumb trails of attention. They'll see your heart and call home. And you'll begin to understand why it never worked with anyone else, why the almosts ended in ashes, why the ones you prayed for didn't stay. Because this connection isn't made from desperation. It's made from destiny. They'll carry peace like perfume. You'll smell it in their words. You'll feel in their silence. You'll hear it in their laughter. They won't just fit into your life, they'll expand it. You'll dream bigger just by being near them. You'll heal in their company without even realizing you were still bleeding. They won't fix you, but they will honor every scar you carry. They won't save you, but they'll remind you that God already did. You won't have to explain why your heart trembles sometimes. You won't have to justify your silence or your overthinking. They'll understand the language of your wounds because they've translated their own. And that's how you'll know you've both bled. You've both waited. You've both prayed. And now you've both arrived. Not perfect, not flawless, but prepared. You'll walk side by side, not in fantasy, but in purpose. You'll challenge each other to grow, not with pressure, but with presence. You'll become mirrors, reflecting not just beauty, but responsibility. Not just attraction, but accountability. Because covenant love doesn't just make you feel, it makes you build. You'll dream together, pray together, break patterns together, wage war in the spirit together. Not just lovers, but partners, warriors, kingdom builders, people who've seen darkness and still chose light. And when one of you forgets, the other will remember. When one of you stumbles, the other will steady. When one of you doubts, the other will declare. Because you weren't just brought together to fall in love. You were brought together to rise in love, to rise into your calling, to rise into your assignment, to rise into the vision that was sealed in heaven before your names were ever spoken on earth. You'll look back one day and smile, because you'll see the fingerprints of God all over the delays, all over the heartbreaks, all over the waiting. You'll thank Him for every no that protected this yes. And now the world will see what heaven wrote long ago. 2 souls, 1 covenant, 1 mission, 1 divine union, reborn on earth through surrender and alignment. And listen, this won't be a relationship that you brag about on social media. This will be a love you protect, a love you steward, A love so holy that people around you won't just admire it. They'll be healed by it. Because when God writes a love story, it's not for performance. It's for impact. So hold it sacred. When they arrive, don't fall into the trap of comparison. Don't question the path that led them to you. Don't sabotage the peace you prayed for by testing it with your trauma. Instead, stay soft. Be honest. Choose faith over fear. Because they were never sent to fix your loneliness. They were sent to partner with your purpose. So when their name finally falls from your lips, not in desperation, but in awe, let it be with reverence. Let it be with gratitude. Let it be with a whispered thank you to the God who never stopped writing. You'll know the moment is real not because everything feels easy, but because you feel seen. And when you're standing beside them, palms open, souls bare, hearts aligned, you'll realize this is not the end of your waiting. It's the beginning of your building. This is the moment everything aligns. Not because life becomes easy or all the answers suddenly appear, but because your heart finally whispers the only word that ever mattered. Yes. Not a timid yes, wrapped in fear. Not a broken yes, dragged from past disappointment. But a surrendered, steady, fire-birth yes. The kind that shakes the heavens and silences doubt. The kind of yes that angels echo. The kind that tells God, I believe you did not forget me. I believe you wrote my name beside another, before I ever knew how to love myself. I believe that love is not a lottery, it's a covenant, and I choose to receive it, because now you understand, God never promised you a perfect person. He promised you a divine match, a reflection, a partner who doesn't mirror your wounds, but mirrors your warfare, your wonder, your worship. You were never meant to do this life alone. That ache you carried for years wasn't weakness, it was a signal. A quiet pulse of heaven reminding you, love is coming. Stay awake, stay ready. And now here it is, not just a person, a calling, a partnership, a purpose. They will walk with you through the fire, not to pull you out, but to stand with you in it. They'll wipe your tears and speak to your future in the same breath. They'll know when to be silent and when to speak words that wake up destiny inside you. They are not your rescue. They are your witness. And just like you, they carry scars too. Not shameful ones, but sacred ones. Scars that speak of battles survived, mountains climbed, nights spent on their knees praying for a love they thought might never come. But here you both are, standing in front of the very thing you thought was too good for you. And now you see it wasn't too good. It was too holy to be rushed. The timing, the detours, the delays, the closed doors, the breakups, the lonely nights, the unanswered questions, all of it led you here. Not yet, was heaven saying, hold on, I'm still preparing something eternal. So what now? Now you love them, not with fear, but with fire. Not with chains, but with choice. Not to fill your emptiness, but to multiply your light. You love them with honesty, with silence when words are too heavy, with prayer when storms rage, with laughter when joy overflows, with grace when humanity shows. You don't just love them with romance, you love them with reverence. Because they are a miracle in motion, not because they're flawless, but because they arrived when you both were finally ready to honor what heaven wrote. And now, it's not just a relationship, it's a home. The kind you don't run from when it gets hard. The kind you don't compare to anyone else's. The kind you fight for. The kind that heals what the world tried to break. Because this love, it's not just for you. It's for generations. It's for healing bloodlines. It's for building legacy. It's for showing the world what God's love looks like with skin on. So say it. Say it boldly. Say it as a declaration over your life. I am chosen, and so is the one God created for me. Their name was written beside mine in eternity, and I choose to say yes to it now. Let go of the shame. Let go of the fear that says you're too late, too broken, too complicated. Let go of the voice that says people like you don't get love like this. You're not too late. You're right on time. Because God doesn't miss appointments, especially when it comes to covenant. So today, in your spirit, say it again, yes. To the calling, to the timing, to the one. to the love that carries the fingerprints of heaven. And when you say yes, expect the atmosphere around you to shift. Expect old soul ties to break. Expect counterfeit connections to lose their grip. Expect clarity to come. Expect divine confirmation to follow. Because this isn't just another video. This is a moment of alignment. And what God joins together, no season, no trauma, no lie from the enemy can tear apart. You've waited long enough. It's time to receive. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of everything God promised. The kind of love that doesn't just change your status, it changes your spirit. So type it below. Say it aloud. Whisper it in the dark if you must. I am chosen, and so is my person. Let heaven hear your yes. Let destiny feel your agreement. And let the one whose name has been sealed beside yours finally find you, because your heart finally made room. Welcome to the covenant. The name has been spoken. And now, so has your yes.